Today is joining us at the wonderful Lindholme Lake Fishery in Doncaster, and we are on Laurels doing some big carp shallow fishing. I'll land this one for you, then I'll show you what I'm doing. Getting a bit beat up here, folks. So that's your average stamp fish, what we'll be fishing for today. So that's roughly about £8. Right guys, I'm going to run you through exactly what I'm doing. And I'll run you through the rigs after. So all I'm doing is feeding like between 4 and 6 mils at a time, because for carp fish you don't want to be overfeeding it, feeding like 20 pellets at a time like constantly, because then you're just going to push them down to the bottom. So with carp you want to keep them up in water, but you don't want to be overfeeding it, so only feeding like between 4 and 6 pellets at a time, and just keep rotating your rig over and just try and pick up the carp, because we're at the wonderful Lindholme Lake Fishery today and we're on Laurels. So on Laurels, if you haven't got a feature to fish up to, like these islands, you won't catch the F1 shallow just in open water. I don't know why. So you're better off targeting the carp shallow. So you will pick up the odd F1 like this one is. Put it back and carry on. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, you don't catch F1 shallow if you haven't got a feature fish up to. So what we're going to do, we're targeting the carp today and explaining what I'm doing and like for your carp fishing. Because a lot of people, we get a lot of questions asked, and people say, how do you carp fish? They find it difficult to carp fish. It's simple. Just keep it as simple as you can. You only need a few rigs, not too many, because when you do too many, then you're overcomplicating it. So I'll get back out there and I'll carry on with you. Like I said, just keep rotating your rig. I only like to rotate my rig twice, one for noise, and then the second one so they know it's there. So, or if I feed, then I'll only rotate it once, because the pellets is your noise, and that's all you need to just get your rig falling through water, just that one slap. You just wait, be patient, because you are big fish. And another reason why I only like to rotate my rig twice is because if you do it too many times, then you're just going to spook the fish with a noise. And how clever carp are now, if you keep slapping loads of times for noise, they're just going to spook away and not bother coming your swim. So that's why you've got to just find balance between like how many times you've got to rotate your rig over and with your feeding pattern as well. So like carp are not like F1s, where F1s will compete with each other for the food. Carp are different with the feeding. So I only like to feed like 4 to 6 pellets at a time, because the carp, they don't stay in your peg all day. They're moving and they move out of your swim throughout the day. You just got to keep the pellets going in just for the noise, so they come into you. So you're not feeding like 20 pellets at a time. Because then if you start feeding too heavy, then you're just going to push the carp down to the bottom, because then they don't have to compete with anything, so they just go down where all food is. Like F1s, you can feed as much as you want because they compete with each other, and carp are just opposite fish to them. So you just got to find the right balance on what works best. See, I'm only rotating my rig twice. You just got to wait and be patient for a bite. And if I ain't gone within about 12 seconds it's settling, then just rotate your rig again, make a bit of noise, and because I ain't had a bite, then feed, then just rotate it once because you're fed, so that's the noise. So you're just waiting, being patient. Then see, my float settled, been sat there, not had anything, so just rotate it twice. And if you don't catch it when you're doing that, all you got to do is just keep repeating the same thing. Feed, slap, just keep repeating it, because they will come eventually. You just got to be patient because of the big fish. And with these carp in here, especially because how clever these carp are in this venue at Lindholme. See, these bites I'm getting and missing, they're F1s them. And you won't hook every single F1 because they're finicky feeders. So they're a lot harder to hook on a fixed rig, shallow, than carp are. You don't miss many carp bites when you do get them. But them bites you are missing, they're just F1s them. Yeah, like I was saying, how smart these carp are need. You've got to have a long lash. So in total, I have my rig 4 foot in total. So you've roughly got about a 3 foot lash. So the pole tip's not too close to the water. If you've got like a short lash for about, don't know, about a foot or less, then you won't catch as quick as someone who's got a long lash like 3 foot next to you, because they know the pole. They won't come nowhere near the pole. So if you've got like a long lash, keep the pole away from the water, and I just find that you catch a lot quicker, and the more fish come into your peg because they're not spooky away from pole tip. As you see, we've not got best of conditions. It's quite windy, so it's not the easiest thing to do, shallow fishing, when it's got a strong breeze on water. So when you're fishing for carp as well, just don't stick to the normal rotate your rig sidewards in just one direction. But because how the conditions are today, that's the only thing we can do. So when you just, instead of slapping right in the same spot, just mix it up with slapping the opposite way to like your left and right. Just keep swapping between slapping it left and right. And also, if you rotate your rig and flick it in front of your pole tip, you do catch really well because the bigger, wiser fish sit on back of your feed. So if you just, by flicking your rig past your feed, you do pick up the odd bigger fish, so they're a lot wiser. so they do sit away from it. But obviously conditions today, you can't really do it, because if you're trying to rotate your rig in front of your pole, you're just going to blow back to you because of the wind. So you can't just experiment. You just got to experiment on the day, because obviously with some conditions like today, you can only do it one way. That's just slapping into the wind. And when you're feeding your pellets, you don't want to be feeding past your float. If you're going to mess up, you want to mess up like short. I don't care if it's like 10 foot off your float, short. It don't matter, as long as it's not past your float, because then you're fishing well out your feed. But if it's short, it don't matter. I'd rather you feed short your float than past your float. Right, guys. So I'm going to run you through like my rigs and different types of rigs I like to use when I'm carp shallow fishing. So I'll run you through my first rig. My first rig is an RWC in a 0.1, so it's a nice light float, not making too much noise when you're slapping it in. So it's more about the pellet with this rig. It's more about the pellet making the noise. So I've got black hydro, which is a 12 to 16, I believe. I believe it is. Then we've got nitro mono to 019, so you want a nice strong main line, so when you're catching loads of fish, you don't want it getting like any kinks in it. So you want it durable, so it's not going to snap on you. We're in down to, so this 0.1, it only takes 2 number 10s, and the hook length I've got on is a 15-inch hook length. And a lot of people might be wondering why a 15-inch hook length. Well, because when I was at Woodhouse Grange, one of the ponds is like crystal clear. You can see it from about 4 foot down, it's that clear. So I was just out testing rigs, and we got our carp shallow rigs out, and we only use about a 6-inch hook length. So when using it, I was dropping it in, and it was making like a weird arc in water. It wasn't sitting nice in water when it was going down. So just putting a longer hook length on, it's got no loop sat there, so it falls absolutely lovely through water. It falls naturally. So that's the best I've found, it is using like a long hook length, so like 15-inch hook length or a 12-inch hook length, whatever you prefer. So I've got a 12-inch hook length on that. And elastic wise, you don't want to be using anything too light, because as you can see, we've got islands near us, and these carp in here, they're so clever. They know where to go straight away. As soon as you've hooked into them, they're heading towards the island, trying to snag you up on them. So you want elastic, what you can pull a bit with it and get them away from the island, but not too pokey, so it disturbs your shallow line. So that's that rig, and that's set at 18 inches. And moving on to this rig, it's a 0.2, but as you can see, it's like a diamond float, but with a bristle on it. And it's only like a 2-3 inch float, not big. It's a 4 foot, all length of the float is 4 foot, just like this one's 4 foot. So your lash is around 3 foot, 3-ish, sort of around there. Exactly the same elastic, black hydro, nitro mono, 019 again, so nice and durable. I've got a bulk, and it's a 0.2 float, so I've got a bulk of 3 number 10s, but it's set at 24 inches, and I've got a 15-inch hook length on this one as well. So the reason why is it's set at this depth as well. So when you fishing shallow and the carp move down in water column or something, like the dibbers are only good up to about 18 inches. After that, you can't really read the float much. It's going under or it's not with the dibbers, but with these you can read a lot more with them. It's got a bristle on it. So it's set at 24 inches. So it's that them shot here is the middle of the float. So you got a 15-inch hook length, your bulk a shot, then your float's like 24 inches. So from there to there, 24 inches, and that bulk sat in the middle of it. So you still got the natural fall from your long hook length. You still got a natural fall falling through water with your pellet, but it's also stable at fishing deeper and going deeper and deeper until you find whereabouts the fish is sat. So that is the best rig by far. It still falls natural, and normally I have set up, so this is set up at 18 inches. I normally have one set up at 12 inches, so 12 inches is a foot, and that's for when the carp are coming really shallow. But instead of having 12 to 16 black hydro, I'll have 14 to 16 elastic on. And the reason why is because when you catch them shallow, they're more powerful. Like, they're just go crazy as soon as you've hooked them. So on here, I don't know why, when you hook them shallow, really shallow, they're gone straight away, the bite. But when you hook them on 18 inches, they probably normally glide away from it, try not to go for it. But when you hook them shallow, they're straight over there. So you want something a bit more power in the elastic. Exactly the same line, Nitro Mono 019, but a 0.2 dibber. I want something making a bit more noise. Exactly the same, 15-inch hook length, and the I haven't ran you through hook length. The yoke, should I say? And the yoke is a new Matrix X9, and these hooks, I was so impressed with these hooks. They're like the Super Pellet Wagglers, but a slightly thinner version of them. They're not as thick, but they're exactly the same style. And we love using these for our carp fishing. That's what I found. So that is our rigs, and if you stay tuned and keep your eye out, there is a deck line coming in of the shallow line. So that video will be out very soon, so keep your eyes out. And if you're not doing anything before the end of the video ends, please subscribe, then we can continue doing more videos, doing challenges, live matches, whatever you guys want to see, we'll happily come out and do. If you stay tuned, there's a live match coming out very soon. I believe it is this Saturday. We are filming it, so it'll be out anytime, so please just keep your eyes out, subscribe, and you know when the new videos are coming out. Thank you.